The first concept we're going to learn about in this new unit is transformations. A lot of this is probably review for you. A transformation is a movement of an image to produce a new image. The image can be a point, it can be a shape, it could be a line or an angle. It doesn't really matter. It could be any of those things. There are 4 different kinds of transformations that we're going to learn about: translations, rotations, reflections, and dilations. And in this video, we're going to talk about translations. So here's an image. We have a rectangle, and if you look at the points that it's on, it's kind of on those points. It's not perfect, but it's close. You can figure out the coordinates, and I'll write them in later. Let's say we want to slide this image down, or translate this image down and to the right to make this new image. Now we have the original points A, B, C, and D, and they've now become, in the new image, they are A prime, B prime, C prime, and D prime. And you can see that each of the points correlates with the point with the same letter and the prime, like apostrophe thing there. You can do this with prime, or you can also just change the letters and make it could be W, X, Y, Z. Doesn't really matter either way. So really what we did here is slide. So a translation is a slide. This particular image, we slid or translated it down 7 and right 10. When we translate something up or down, that's going to change the Y value. When you translate it left and right, that's going to change the X value. So here is how to figure out the rule for this particular translation. Here are all the points. So A is -4, 6, etc. So if we go down 7, that means we're going to change the Y value by subtracting 7. And when we go right 10, we change the X value by adding 10. So we can write our rule like this: X plus 10, Y minus 7. So we can take each of those points, A, B, C, and D, and plug in the X and the Y values and end up with our new points. So for example, here's A prime. We plug in -4 into the X and 6 into the Y. We get -4 plus 10 and 6 minus 7, which is going to be 6, -1. And if you look over at A prime, you notice that that is what A prime is 6, -1. B prime, -1 plus 10, we've got 9, and 6 minus 7 gives us -1. So B prime is 9, -1. And I'll let you notice what happens to C and how it becomes C prime. And then there's D prime. So we were able to take the numbers that it translated down and to the right, plug those into a rule, and change the points from the previous points from the first image to the new image. So just kind of a definition here. It doesn't have to be this exact definition. You could write it in your own words if you'd like to. A translation is an image that is something that makes an image slide to produce a new image. And we can come up with rules for each translation. When we slide to the right, we add to the X value. When we slide to the left, we subtract from the X value. And then, of course, when we slide up, we add to the Y, and slide down, and we subtract from the Y. So, for example, this example is just 1 point. It's not, I decided not to do a shape, it's just 1 point, so it's really simple. Let's translate 2, 5. It looks like we go down and to the left, and if you count, we notice we're going to translate 3 left and 4 down. So left means we're going to subtract from the x value. And down means we're going to subtract from the y value. So let's plug in the 2 and the 5 into that rule. So we took the 2 and plugged it into x minus 3, so we have 2 minus 3. And then we have 5 minus 4, and that's going to give you negative 1, 1. If the original point is point A and the new point is A prime, then you can see that the coordinates for A prime is negative 1, 1. And that is all about translations.